Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 5 and today we are going to present about coronavirus disease. There are three objectives for these presentations. The first one is to investigate how does COVID-19 affect our body. The second one is to study about vaccine. And the third one to investigate how do vaccines work and their effects.
What is COVID-19? So the name for this disease actually is coronavirus. Coronavirus disease is an infection disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people infected by the virus mostly will be only experience mild to moderate respiratory problem and recover without requiring special treatment. However, some of them will get really serious ill and require medical attention, and mostly of them are older people, and those are having other kind of disease such as or problems such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or cancer. So basically anyone can get COVID-19, can get severe COVID-19 and die at very young age or any age. So for the coronavirus history, the first the first case was detected in Wuhan back in 2019. It happened at one of Wuhan open air market because they sell fresh meat, fish, including animal that are killed on the spot. Some wet markets sell wild or banned species such as cobras, wild bears, and raccoon dogs. Crowded condition can let virus from a different animal to spread genes. So sometimes the virus change so much that it can start to infect and affect people and spread among the people too. That's all from me. So my friend will continue their part. That's all from me. Thank you.
So hi, my name is Shah. So today I'm going to present about how does COVID-19 affect the body. So the first one, the virus is fitted with protein spikes sticking out of the envelope that forms the surface and houses a core of genetic material. Any virus that enters your body looks for cells with compatible receptors, which is ones that allow it to invade the cells. So once they find the right cell, they enter and use the cell's replication machinery to create copies of themselves. So it is likely that COVID-19 uses the same receptor as SARS, and it can be found in both lungs and small intestines. So next, for your information, COVID-19 attacks in three stages, which is viral replication, immune system hyperreactivity, and lastly, pulmonary damage. The coronavirus infects two types of cells in the lungs early on in infections, mucus cells and cilia cells. So mucus protects your lungs from pathogens and prevents them from drying out, while cilia beat the mucus to work the excretory of your body, clearing debris, including viruses, out of your lungs. Cilia cells were preferred hosts of new coronavirus. So when these cells die, they slot off into your airways, filling them with debris and fluids. Fever, cough, and breathing difficulty are some of the symptoms. Many people who are infected lead to pneumonia in both lungs. So this is where the immune system comes in. The virus is recognized by immune cells which flood the lungs. The tissue and the lungs becomes inflamed, but the inflammatory process is tightly controlled and limited to infected regions during normal immune function. However, the immune system can sometimes overreact, causing damage to healthy tissue. More cells die and slot off into the lungs, blocking them even more and worsening the pneumonia. Stage 3 begins as lung damage worsens, with the possibility of respiratory collapse. Patients who reach this stage of infection are at risk of developing irreversible lung damage or possibly death. Some patients may require ventilator to aid breathing. So next, I will give to Sofia to explain more about the vaccine. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sophie binti Mak Badri and I will share about vaccine in this video. So, vaccine is actually an active immunity artificial which the antibodies were made after getting a vaccination. Vaccination is a simple, secure and efficient technique to protect yourself against dangerous disease before you become infected with the virus or disease. It also strengthens your immune system by utilizing your body's own defenses to create resistance to particular pathogens. So, vaccine do not cause illness or put you at danger of problems since they only include dead or weakened type of pathogens such as viruses or bacteria. So, getting vaccinated actually help to defend both ourselves and the other around us because not everyone can be vaccinated, such as newborns, people who are extremely sick or have particular allergy. So, they depend on others getting vaccinated to guarantee they are also safe from vaccine preventable illness. So this is some of the diseases that required us to get vaccinated to prevent from getting the disease. Here we have the latest and a global disease which coronavirus COVID-19, influenza, tetanus, typhoid, rabies, Ebola virus. All of the ingredients of a vaccine play an important role in ensuring a vaccine is safe and effective. Some of these include, so the first one we have antigen which kill or weaken form of a virus or bacteria which train our bodies to recognize and fight the disease if we encounter it in the future. The second one is adjuvant, which improve the immune response to the vaccine and sometimes by keeping the vaccine at the injection site for a little longer or by stimulating local immune cell. It also helps to boost our immune system response. The third one is preservative, prevent the vaccine from becoming contaminated once the vial has been opened. If it will be used for vaccinating more than one person and ensure a vaccine stay effective. Next is stabilizer that prevent chemical reaction from occurring within the vaccine and keep the vaccine component from sticking to the vaccine vial and protect the vaccine during storage and transportation to avoid any default. The last one is surfactant that prevents settling and coupling of elements that are in the liquid form of a vaccine.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Fatah and I will explain about the how do vaccines work and their effect. So, in general, vaccines works. Vaccine is the weakened version of the virus or inactive version of the virus that is inserted into our body so that our antibody can create the antibody against it. So in the future, if the virus is invading our body is well prepared to fight against the virus. So that's the general definition. But nowadays there are a few types of vaccines, which is viral vector vaccines from AstraZeneca, inactive vaccine or traditional vaccines from Sinovac, and mRNA vaccines from Pfizer. But I will only be focusing about traditional vaccines and mRNA vaccine since it is well used in our country, Malaysia. So for traditional vaccines, they insert the actual virus, but it is in inactive form into our body, and when it is inserted into our body, the virus will fight. Our antibody will fight against it, and they will have the data about the virus, and they will create the antibody to fight against the virus. While the mRNA vaccines, they use not the actual virus but a part of it. For example, the spike protein, because RNA is the genetic code of the virus. It is like the blueprint of the virus. So the mRNA will instruct our cells to produce antibody against the spike protein. Because spike protein is the characteristic of the COVID-19 virus. So when our body create the antibody against the spike protein, so COVID-19 cannot infect us. And the traditional virus, if you are using the traditional vaccines, we are still having the risk of getting infection since it is the actual virus. While if you are using mRNA vaccines, you will not get the virus since it's not the actual virus, it's not the whole virus. And yeah, the effect is that in the future, like, you will not get the virus because your body is already have the data about the virus. It's not that you will not get virus, you will get if it is mutated only, but you will have the slightest chance of getting infected. And I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Before I start with conclusion, I will state our objectives. Our objective is to investigate COVID-19 effect to our body, to study the vaccine, and to investigate the effect of vaccine. Okay, let's start with conclusion. The conclusion we got from this study is the COVID-19 is very dangerous to our body, because some studies show that up to 40% of people with COVID-19 are asymptomatic. That means they don't feel sick or have any symptom, but the virus can still affect our body. X-ray and CT scan of some people without symptoms show lung damage, including ground glass opacities, typical lung lesion in people with COVID-19. So that means COVID-19 is very dangerous. To close our conclusion is all of our family need to get a vaccine to make sure that our body can get the antibody for the COVID-19. We should love our family by getting vaccine. Thank you.